Hey everybody, it's Carmela and it's time for our weekly chat. I'm your favorite business coach here with you on this Thursday. I almost said Tuesday. On this Thursday evening, just wanting to empower you, give you some words of wisdom, help you get prepared for the next level in your businesses. You got to always be, y'all listen, you got to always, let me say it again, you got to always be looking ahead, always planning for your next steps. You should be 3 to 6 months ahead of the game. Seriously, 3 to 6 months you should be planning in advance. Don't allow things to just sneak up on you. Make sure that as the CEO of your business that you know what's to come for the next 6 months to a year. You should have a plan for your business. Today we're going to be talking about vision. Hey, good afternoon, Angelica. Thank you for jumping on. Hey, hello, Andrea. Thank you for jumping on. We're going to be talking about vision on today and what that looks like, how I'm just going to share with you what God gave me, and I believe, I'm confident that it's going to help you in your business. One of the things, and if you know some other business owners in the group, tag them, share it with them. And if you know somebody that's not in this group that could use a little bit of encouragement, for, that could use a little bit of encouragement as an entrepreneur, then make sure you invite them to this group. Latanya's jumping ahead. She read that description. I have done a small business boot camp for free for about 3 years with a variety of people using a variety of techniques. So I'm going to be doing my first paid boot camp, and it's going to be July 17th from 9 to 12, and it is virtual. The first 10 people, it's only $25. The first 10 people that register will also get a complimentary one-on-one coaching session. So we'll do that. It'll be a 30-minute one-on-one coaching session in addition to the boot camp. And so if you want to be one of the 10, you just click that link and make sure when you pay, you click it and pay with the bonus link, because there's only 10 spots there for the bonus link. Once those 10 spots are gone, nobody else will be able to get those, and we'll get you scheduled. As soon as you pay, I'll send you the link, and you can go ahead and schedule your one-on-one with me so we can get you situated. And then the boot camp is since she jumped ahead, the boot camp, let me tell you what it is about, and then we'll get into our training for tonight. The boot camp is about, we're going to be putting a plan in place. Hey y'all, hey, we're going to be putting a plan in place for your time management, maximizing your time. We're going to be talking about value-based pricing, making sure you understand how to get your prices together. We don't trade dollars for hours. As entrepreneurs, we charge based on the value that we bring to the individual or to the organization. We're going to be talking about how to implement and achieve your financial goals. And then we're going to spend a lot of time on social media and money. Social media and money. How we can stop leaving money on the table when it comes to our social media pages. So just helping you to master those social media pages. I'm going to be sharing my screen with you in that masterclass. I'm going to be showing you how to find your insights. I'm going to show you how to link your Facebook and your Instagram pages together. I'm going to show you how to use those scheduling tools. I'm going to show you how to maximize your time and effectiveness when it comes to social media. A lot of us are leaving money on the table just because we're having to do it all manually. There's some easier ways for you to do things. And then I'm going to show you how to look at your insights so you can see your numbers, because numbers don't lie. Somebody drop that in the comments. Numbers don't lie. Numbers don't lie. People can say all they want to say when it comes to social media, but when you go and pull up those insights and you look at those numbers, the numbers will tell us. The thing that I love the most about the insights is it will actually tell you per post. It'll tell you per post what the engagement was, and that is a powerful tool for a CEO to have, especially if you don't have help and don't have an assistant and you're trying to do this thing by yourself. You need to know what's working and what's not working. And so social media mastery, you're going to be looking at social media and money and how your social media account equates to money. So that's what the Small Business Bootcamp is for. I'm hoping to pack it out so that we can do breakout sessions and things of that nature. What COVID did was it made me master Zoom. And so the things that we did in person, where we did our trainings, we did trainings in person, and then we would do breakout small group sessions. And so now we do that right in Zoom. And so you will get to experience that on July 17th as well. So let's jump into our training for today. Numbers don't lie. Our training for today. Helen Keller said, the only thing worse than being blind is having sight but no vision. The only thing worse than being blind is having she's like, I already paid. The only thing worse than being blind is having sight but no vision. I'll switch you over, LaTanya. Y'all make sure if you're in the first 10 that you pay, that you click the bonus. It'll say bonus. It'll say registration and one-on-one coaching. So make sure y'all hit that button so that you can get the bonus with it. So the only thing worse than being blind is having sight with no vision. And I think I can see how that relates to us as entrepreneurs. So you got a business, right? You got a great business idea, but what's your plans for your business? How are you going to advance your business and take it to the next level? Or are you okay with where you are now? You don't want any more. See, there's a danger in having a plan for your business that's not a living, breathing document. Because when you start a business, and if you go into an MLM, the first thing people tell you is create your why. Why do you want to do this? Make sure your why is so strong that it makes you cry, right? But what happens when you hit that goal? Your why and your business plan have to be living, breathing documents. Because when I started as an entrepreneur back in 2015 full time, my first goal, I hit it in 2 years. Then what you're supposed to do, you just accept leftovers the rest of the time? No, you have to be willing to adjust. You have to be willing to make the necessary adjustments to advance the business. Now, what's our new goal? That's why I said in the beginning, you got to be willing to plan your business 3 months, 6 months, 1 year in advance. I know where I want to be this time, 2022. Do you know where you want to be this time next year? How much money do you want to be bringing into your business this time next year? Those of you who are ready to come off of your job, can your sales sustain you? I'm not talking about commissions if you're in MLMs. I'm talking about, can your sales sustain you so that you can really come off of your job and continue at the lifestyle that you currently have? If not, what's your plan to get you there from now to then? That's why we're doing the Business Bootcamp, to help you dig deep and to help you put a plan together so that you have something that you're working towards. And when something happens, and life will happen, it always happens, you got to be able to just adjust and keep moving. We don't quit. We just adjust and keep moving. Okay, so listen at this. Bishop Jake said this yesterday in my devotional time on yesterday, and I loved it. He says, stop dreaming in your means. Stop dreaming within your means. Somebody drop that in the comments for me, please. Stop dreaming in your means. MEANS. Stop dreaming in your means. What does that mean? When you dream within your means, that means you dream according to your budget. You dream according to your finances. You dream according to the support that you have as of today. You dream according to the history of your business. Okay, so I know that we can bring in $2,500 a month. We've done that now for 2 years. And so you plan the next 3 years out based on $2,500 a month. That's dreaming within your means. If you're a believer, you already know that he'll supply needs according to his riches and glory. So you need to be dreaming according to his riches and glory. But for those of you that believe something else, you got to believe outside of your means. You got to dream. You got to give yourself permission to want it even before you know how. Thank you, Kimberly. Stop dreaming within your means. You got to go deeper. You got to look further. Where do you want your business to be? What type of life do you want to be able to live? Who would you help if you made the kind of money in your business that you dreamed of? Who would you help? Would you partner with a domestic violence shelter? Thank you, Angie. Would you partner with a domestic violence shelter? Would you partner with a homeless shelter? Would you create your own scholarship? Would you create your own foundation? What would you do different? Who would you partner with if money was not an issue? See, I don't have a problem talking about money. I don't have a problem with charging. I want you to be able to say this too. I want you to be able to say, I don't have a problem talking about pricing. I don't have a problem charging my prices. The reason why you can't have a problem with that is because your dream is so much bigger than you. It's going to affect so many more people than just you. It's going to break generational curses of poverty and lack and illiteracy, because you're going to be able to empower other people. You're going to be able to help other people. That's why you can't dream within your means. You got to look beyond what you see. You're not limited by where you are today. Now listen at this. You can make it without eyesight, but you can't make it without insight. INSIGHT. Drop that in for me. Insight. Give me 5 more minutes. I'm going to be done. Insight. INSIGHT. Drop it in the comments. If you with me, drop it in the comments. You can make it without eyesight, but you can't make it in business without insight. Insight is the capacity to gain an accurate and deep knowledge of a thing. Listen now. Insight is the capacity to gain an accurate and deep understanding of a thing. You got to have insight when it comes to your business. You got to have accurate insight. You got to have deep insight. You got to have understanding when it comes to your business. You got to understand how to support your customers. You got to understand how to support your team. You got to understand what the financial needs of the business are. You can't steal from your business. And when I say steal from your business, I'm talking about if you're selling clothing and it costs you $50 to buy that thing and you sold it for $150, only $100 of that belongs to you. The other $50 you have to set to the side to reinvest to buy more clothing. Every time you sell something, you got to buy something, right? You can make it without eyesight, but you can't make it without insight. Insight means not only do you understand how to do your pricing, you know how to do your packaging, you understand the needs of your customers, but you understand freight, you understand shipping, you understand all the logistics that's tied to your business. You are studying other people that have gone further than you in the industry that you're in. You can make it without eyesight, but you can't make it without insight. Insight gives you accuracy, and insight gives you depth in your business, right? When I think of depth for an entrepreneur, I'm thinking that your business has some substance. Your business has some substance to it. And when your business gets to a certain level, people should be lined up to work for you, because you know how to treat your employees. And if you treat your customers this good, imagine what you're going to do for your employees. See, somebody has to be the employee. It don't have to be you. You're the CEO. You can hire an assistant. But that depth tells me about the substance. It tells me about your character. It tells me that you're sold out in this industry. You're showing up as an expert in this industry. There's levels and layers to your business. You're not just selling t-shirts. But once you got the t-shirts down, then you added another layer. Maybe you added cups. And then once you got the cups down and you got it stable, maybe you added mats. You see what I'm saying? There's layers, there's depth to your business. So when you have insight for your business, you become an expert in your industry. Other people that does what it is that you do, they come to you because of your level of understanding for that industry. And so you got to have insight when it comes to you being a successful CEO. If you're going to be in this business until you retire, until you sell it, until you will it to your kids, you got to become an expert. And let me tell you why. If you're in a MLM, if that MLM closed down, you'll be successful in another one. You know why? Because you'll take the same tools, you take the same systems, and then you'll use it in a different, for a different product. But the industry is the same. You're still an expert in that industry. The systems that I teach, I have helped truck drivers. I have helped Mary Kay consultants. I have helped people who sell jewelry. I have helped those in the clothing industry. I have helped bookkeepers and accountants. I have helped engineers. I have helped vice presidents in their organizations, because the systems work regardless of the industry. So when you have insight, and when you become an expert in your area, you can take those same skills and transfer them somewhere else. Your skill set is transferable. Okay? Your skill set is transferable. So you got to have substance, depth, layers to your business. That's why you got to have insight, so you can have accurate and deep understanding. So when I start talking to you, let me tell you now, when I'm coaching somebody, and I ask them, what is it you want to do? And they'll be like, well, I ain't sure. And I want to do this and I want to do that. But then I tried this. That aggravates me to no end. You got to have clarity. You got to have clarity. First thing you got to have clarity about is you got to have clarity about who your audience is and what it is that you provide. I can help you with everything else, but you got to know who your audience is and what solution you provide for them. What do you do for your people? Well, I don't know, because it could be 1 or 5 or 6 things. Just pick one. Focus on that one thing that you want to do well and get insight in that one thing. Master that one thing, and that one thing will bring a foundation for you and help you to have stability in that one area. And when that one area can stand on its own, then you add another layer. So when, a lot of times as entrepreneurs, we're still talking about vision, right? You got to have vision. You got to have insight to even set the vision for your business. A lot of times with entrepreneurs, we want multiple streams of income. And you need multiple streams of income, but there's a way to build it. You got to get one level stable first. You can't always be in hustle mentality. Like, what's the other word that you got to work really hard to build it, right? You got to get to a place where you have a stable customer base. They know what it is that you're doing. You can put it out there, and they'll come after it because they know, like, and trust you. Then you can add something else. Because let me tell you a secret. When you add another business into your business, something's going to suffer because it's only one of you. So that's why you got to have that business stable, maybe even have an assistant or somebody that can keep that thing going while you put some energy over here. You ain't got but so much energy. And so you need to be able to get everything stable. Then you add another layer. Then you add another layer. Then you add another layer. And a layer and multiple streams may not be multiple products. It may be multiple ways to make money with the same products. You got to use wisdom. That's why you need insight into your specific industry. All right. And the last thing I got here is build the type of business that requires you to grow up to maintain it. Listen, when I wrote that down yesterday, I was like, ooh, Lord, I thank you. Because that hit me too. Build the kind of business that requires you to grow up to maintain it. Now, I'm not saying you're immature, but there's some growing that we all have to do. And you got to grow on a regular basis. Now, remember I told you, how you do anything is how you do everything, right? And so if you want to build the kind of business that's going to allow you to, let me talk about me. I want to build the kind of business where I can build my dream home, give my mama this home, and then customize this home to fit their needs. So they don't have to come out of money out of pocket when they move into this home. That's part of my vision. I want to be able to have enough property where I can give acres to all 7 of our children. And then it's up to them what they want to put on the property. I'm just dreaming out loud with you, right? We have some things in the work in ministry to make a difference in this region. I want to be able to be in there and be the administrator for what I need to do to build it, but I don't want to have to take no salary from the ministry or the new organization that we're implementing. I don't want to have to take any salary because my business can take care of me, right? And so I want to build the type of business that requires me to grow up in order to maintain it. That means I can't be in my feelings. And just because somebody dropped off my team or just because somebody told me no, I can't be to the place where I am afraid of rejection and it'll keep me silent in my business. No, I got to keep moving. I got to keep pushing. Even if it means I have to travel and I have to travel from state to state and I have to travel internationally in order for me to hit my goals. I got to build the kind of business that requires me to grow up to maintain it. I hope I'm painting a good picture for you. Am I helping anybody? Am I helping anybody? Hey, Tanya, am I helping you? I hope I'm helping you. What I mean by that is you can't live check to check. I can't live check to check to build the kind of business that I want to build. I got to get my finances in order in my personal life and so that my finances can be in order in my business, so that finances can be in order in ministry, because everything attached to you wins. And how you do anything is how you do everything. So if you have a check-to-check mentality, when you do come into a lump sum of money in your business, you will buy large purchases. You will. It could be things that you need, but there could be things that could have waited until you back broke. Woo! I'm telling you things I had to learn, things I had to grow up into. You got to build the kind of business that requires you to grow up to maintain it. The second thing is you can't be petty on social media. Let me tell you something. When you building the kind of business where your name carries weight, when they say Andrea Young, they immediately think about the Blingables at lunch. They immediately think about her women's ministry. When you just mention her name, your name carries weight. So when somebody trying to be funny and when somebody trying to be petty on social media, you understand that you got too much to lose to engage in that type of petty bickering. I'm talking about people who wants to build the kind of business that's going to break generational curses from their children and their children's children's children for generations to come. Build the kind of business that requires you to grow up to maintain it. That means you can't be fighting in the streets. I don't care if they punch you in your face. You got to figure out. I don't know why the Lord had me to say that, because I don't even know if I'm there, right? Because ain't nobody tried me like that. I don't even know if I'm there. All I'm saying is we ain't going to find Bill Gates fighting in the streets. You know what I'm saying? All I'm saying is we got to figure out a way to handle conflict. That's what I'm saying. Figure out a way to handle conflict where it won't cost you your business. Figure out a way to handle conflict where it won't cost you your integrity. Salome, I ain't talking about you. Don't be putting figure out a way to handle conflict where it won't cost you what God has for you. Yeah, Tanya, that's what I was like, I don't know where that came from, right? But I'm just going to say what I hear. Build the type of business that requires you to grow up to maintain it. Now, this one we're going to talk about. You can't have a jealous spirit. You can't have a jealous spirit and build the kind of business that's going to sustain generations to come. Because you will constantly be trying to one up somebody. And if you building the business that where every time you try to do something, it's only because so-and-so did it, that is not in alignment with your business. You got to build the kind of business that's in alignment with what God has told you to do. Not in alignment to make so-and-so look bad. We're not trying to one up each other. We in this thing together. I shared a post by Pastor J. Patrick today where he said you need to be around the kind of friends that can celebrate you without saying when it's going to be my turn. Think about that. Do you have the kind of people surrounding you that will celebrate you without them looking side eyes talking about when it's going to be my turn to be celebrated? See, that's a jealous undertone in there. You make sure excuse me, you make sure you ain't the friend. You ain't the one saying when it's going to be my turn. Can you just celebrate without any expectations? Only when you can do that do you know you've been delivered from that jealousy spirit. Because that jealous spirit will cause you to self-sabotage. It will cause you not to share everything you know with your team members for fear that they're going to pass you in your business. You got to make sure that you squash that and you silence that voice, right? That's right, Kimberly. My only competition is me. I just want to be better this month than I was last month. I want to be better today than I was on yesterday. I want to do more this year than I did on last year. My results is my gauge, right? I'm not looking at anybody else. You got to put your blinders on like they do on the horses. Put your blinders on. Quit look. Even if you look to the side, you shouldn't see nothing but your own results. That's all you should be focusing on. Build the kind of business that requires us to grow up in order to maintain it. And then the last thing, I'll leave with this positive note. You're going to build the kind of business that's too big for you so that you can grow into the blessing. Remember when we were little and our parents would always buy our shoes a half size too big? Why did they buy your shoes a little bit too big? Why? You know, so you could grow into them. It's the same thing with your business. You don't need faith to run a business that you know you can run. That's why you got to dream outside of your means. You're going to have, that's right, room for growth. You want to build the kind of business that you got to grow into. Because they was on sale, right? You got to build the kind of business that you can grow into. I had to learn to speak a different way. I had to learn, because I'm a pastor, right? And so when I'm going into corporate America, I can't teach chapter and verse. I had to learn how to communicate biblical principles without using chapter and verse, so that everything that came out of me I can find it in the Word of God, even my business principles. But I ain't got to share Genesis such and such and such and such. I ain't got to share all that. Let me just share my principles with you. I had to learn a new way of communicating. I had to grow into my business. I'm just sharing with you what I had to do. I had to grow into my business. I had to learn that people learn different. I like to hear things. Everybody can't do hearing. Some people, you see those people that doodle, some people need to see it. Some people need to do it. They got to put their hands on it. So I had to adjust my leadership trainings. And I've even done that now with my virtual trainings. That's why we do breakout sessions. I had to adjust my leadership training so that people could see it, hear it, and do it. I couldn't just talk for an hour. I had to break my sessions up into about 20-minute segments, because I've learned that even adults get bored. All that extra stuff you do for kids, you need to do for adults too, because we sitting there trying to keep from falling asleep while you doing your trainings. So if you are a speaker and if you are a trainer, you still have to be willing to make the necessary adjustments so that your people can hang on your every word. You know, I tell you to type in the comments because it gives you engagement while we are in social media. It lets you feel like you are a part of what it is that we're doing. I'm sitting in the room by myself. But when we're communicating back and forth, it makes me feel like you're here. It lets you feel like you are a part of it. Why do I call out your name? Because I want you to know you're important. And I see what you're saying. I appreciate you being here on this Thursday afternoon, just taking 30 minutes out of your time. But you got to be willing to grow into your business. I'll end it with what I started with. Helen Keller says, the only thing worse than being blind is having sight with no vision. If you want to stay broke, have a business with no vision. Have a business and no plan for your business. Have a business with no insight. Some money may come in, but you won't be able to sustain it. You got to have insight, which is your capacity to gain accurate and deep understanding of your business. Become an expert in your business. Okay? Don't forget, and I was going to share this at the end, but I know some people read the notification in the description. And so we have a small business boot camp. It's going to be my first paid boot camp. It's July 17th from 9 to 12. It's $25. We're going to be talking about time management, value-based pricing, how to implement your financial goals. And we're going to spend the bulk of our time on social media and money, helping you to understand how to use social media and monetize it. That's what we're going to be talking about. July 17th. The first 10 people that register will also get a bonus coaching session. So when you register, if you're the first 10, make sure you register with the link that says bonus registration and coaching, so that I'll know to send out your link so that you can schedule time on my calendar this month. So if you go ahead and pay for your registration fee now, then we'll get your one-on-one in June, and then you'll have July for the group session. So you'll get that support for a longer period of time. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I hope that this was helpful for you. We're going to grow into our business. We're going to dream outside of our means, and we're going to make sure we have a vision for our business. You have my word. I'll be back doing our CEO mindset chat at least once a week. The wedding and the campaign and stuff threw my schedule all off. So I'm happy to say I have my life back. I love y'all. Have a great day, and let's go make some money.